Going on, everybody? Trevor the Aviator here with my friend Havish here,
What's up,
which
guys?
we met up earlier today here in LA, where we did some plane spotting with another friend of mine, and it was a lot of fun. But tonight, so my friend Havish is going to be taking a Southwest flight to Dallas, while I am going to be taking the United 757-300 red eye back to O'Hare, where I will be arriving at about 5 a.m. due to us changing our clocks back an hour. So now we're going to just wait for our flight and then just go with the flow. As me and Havish wandered around the airport, we ended up doing some looking around and aimed to look for my gate as well. I gotta admit, to be honest, I wasn't really a big fan of LAX in the terminal area. However, though, if you love to watch airplanes and are a plane spotter, literally LAX is a dream. And a huge thank you to my friend Matt for showing us all these different locations around the airport. As far as the terminal goes, it's one of the more weaker places I have been to, as it felt rather old, and also I could not really film a lot of aircraft movements from the terminal either. Okay, so before we board our airplane, we're actually going to be doing some exploring around the other terminals because we have an hour and a half and we got a lot of time until we have to board our airplane. So let's see what there is to check out. To give you an idea, me and Havish actually met over the summer in Denver, where I flew for the day out to Denver to go plane spotting, and he was on a graduation trip with his brother-in-law and was also in Denver as well. So we pretty much just come across paths, and ever since then we have had a connection since. As we continued to spend our last hour together, we ended up seeing a few airplanes around in that before we had to part ways. Well, unfortunately, I got to board my flight pretty soon, so unfortunately this is goodbye to my friend Havish here, but after a fun day we've had out here, now I'll be getting ready to board for my red eye back to Chicago, as it's gonna be a nice flight where I can hopefully get some sleep on, but we will see on that. So Havish, great day being with you.
Yeah.
And I hope you for the best on your flight back home to Dallas in the morning.
Thank you so much, Trevor. Appreciate every minute that we spent together, along with Matt, of course, as we mentioned before. There's so much to talk about. Back home with my family.
Yeah.
They're really surprised with whatever we did. Given that we had like 12 hours in the ground in LA, so.
It's gonna be quite an experience, that's for sure.
Of course.
But yeah, so now I'm gonna get ready to board my flight, and I guess I'll see you later then, Havish.
See ya.
After I had to say goodbye to Havish and also wishing him a safe travels back to Dallas as well, was when it was about time to board the flight. Now it is time to see what it is like for me on a 757 red eye back to Chicago. Tonight's takeoff was pretty cool as we ended up going straight over the Pacific Ocean before making a bank turn to come around. This is typically a departure you would have from Los Angeles if you are going into the mainland. But still though, it is just interesting seeing the surrounding area of Los Angeles and then the Pacific Ocean being pitch black at night. It almost feels scary at times, I gotta admit on that, but love it at the same time. It sure feels completely different when you are flying over this part of the country at night compared to the day, which can make things more interesting with especially being around a big city like Los Angeles. This personally is one of my favorite places to be able to fly over. As far as the seat goes on my flight, I was in a good seat for tonight's flight yet again and could literally relax my legs. It personally felt like an area where I could actually get some good sleep, but I don't want to get a lot of sleep on airplanes because I like looking out the window a lot. And United, can you please add Mountain Dew to the menu at some point? But also while being able to get some good rest and also do some more filming as well. One thing to note is that on the day this flight ended up occurring was when we had to change our clocks back an entire hour. So with that, it definitely was a bit weird as I would be arriving at O'Hare at about 5 a.m., which is early. I had to keep reminding myself that on this flight, even though I was heavily focused on looking out the window, despite literally being half asleep. On this flight, they did not really serve a whole lot, as literally everybody else but me on this plane was sleeping. And as far as that goes, I can understand when it comes to that. Another thing to note, I'd say, about taking a red-eye flight is to take it if it is your only choice if you have not flown as much, because it can really get you when you come back from a trip and you would be very, very tired. Now, if you ended up experiencing more flights, this was my second red-eye of the year, but if you are more familiar with being on airplanes and that, and have been on quite a few over the course of a certain time, then this would not feel as bad, but of course you're still gonna feel tired, but once you get used to it, it won't be too bad. It definitely feels, in my opinion, however, still very cool to see the lights outside when you are flying over parts of the country as well. And with that, shortly we will begin our descent into Chicago O'Hare as we begin to fly over the Chicago area.
I grew up in a place where they told you what to chase, told you how to run the race. Every move was on the page, but I didn't like their way. Had to fight and misbehave, had to find a way to change, had to leave to find my way. Caught up in a daydream, I beat my mind up there almost daily. It's how I pass time, no opinions safely. It's how I understand what I want in this place, see. Cause everybody wanna tell you bad things, what could go wrong, what fame brings. But success is a finicky thing, and if you ain't sure, no, it'll never be. And I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. Run away, I don't have to plan it. I can go, change my fate, you won't understand it. All alone, that's okay, people I can't stand them. They don't want my last dance, my last dance. And I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. And I don't wanna let myself down, myself down.
Upon landing in Chicago, it was right around 5 a.m. when we landed, which was what I thought. One thing I gotta say that was awesome was being able to fly over Chicago at night. This was probably my best view I've seen of the area of all the times I've flown into here. Throughout this flight, it was a very pleasant experience. The staff were very friendly like always, despite it being late into the night or early morning. And after this trip, I was still wondering if everything was real or if I was still in a dream, because this was one heck of a trip for me personally. I was able to get to meet up with my friend Matt, who is a native of Los Angeles, and of course my friend Havish. And Matt, again, thank you for showing us Los Angeles. I loved seeing the place. And if you guys are interested, my friend Havish has a YouTube channel named Ian and Hav, in which he posts amazing content based on the traveling adventures that he does. I'll put a link into the description. And I hope you all enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. If you are interested in watching some more of my videos, then go ahead and smash that like button and to comment and subscribe. And I hope to see you all in my upcoming videos. Until then, this is Trevor the Aviator from Chicago O'Hare International Airport. Bye everybody!